and roses! And welcome back to Joe's Metal Mancave vlog. Today I have what I'm officially going to call a very diverse collection update because, as it is, I've been kind of taking a break from black metal, mostly when I'm at work and then just kind of driving around running errands and shit like that, even though I have like a fucking huge pile of black metal cassettes and CDs I still want to talk about. At least for this video, we're going to take a little break and kind of toss things up a little bit. So I hope you enjoy this more diverse collection update here on Joe's Metal Mancave vlog. God, why am I drinking Corona with fucking video? Why am I drinking Corona at all? Anyway, up first is a local-ish band known as Sleestak, and their brand new album, which was just released a week ago, called Harbinger. I first became aware of Sleestak about 10-11 years ago when the project's founder Matthew Schmidt sent their second album, The Fall of Repulsion, to me for a promo review on my old zine, Hypnosis. I really dig this back then, and I caught the band live back then too, and I guess kind of after this album came on, after I saw them live, I kind of forgot about the band, to be totally fair. But I kind of then came in contact with Matthew a few years later and found out he was doing a YouTube channel and he had kind of doing new music more like a dark ambient dungeon style, so we reconnected and I realized that Sleestak had never really died or anything. He just kind of continued on as the studio project only. So this is the brand new album, and Sleestak, or a Sleestak if you don't know, is a character from the old, I think early 70s, just ridiculous TV series called The Land of the Lost, which was basically about this family that accidentally gets transported back to, I guess, like, dinosaur times, you know, and then there's also these little fucking weird creatures called Sleestaks, and that's what the band's named after. It's, like, thematically, it's all centered around, like, Sleestaks and the Altrusian lore and stuff like that, which is pretty fucking cool, and considering that they're a heavy stoner doom metal band, it just seems very appropriate, but it's something I never would have guessed would have happened. So I'm no expert on stoner doom. I have, you know, a lot of records from like the classic bands like Saint Vitus, Pentagram, Trouble, all that kind of stuff, but I'm not really well in tune with like the newer bands, other than like Electric Wizard, and Electric Wizard isn't new because they've been around since like 1995, but that goes to show how much I really follow this scene. I don't know, probably like 10, 11 years ago, a buddy of mine, he really got me going down the rabbit hole of stoner doom back then. I bought a bunch of albums and, you know, got a little more familiar with some of the older stuff too, but before that I wasn't really a fan of this style. I think I always preferred doom when it was much more sorrowful and gothic-y and, you know, just depressing sounding. So, it was hard for me to get into this stuff, but then right around that same time I started getting drunk and smoking weed a lot more, and then I really started liking stoner doom. Yeah, but even so, I've always been an outsider and I haven't really followed the scene very closely over the years, but I really dig Sleestak. Like, that old album I showed was really good, and basically the band's style is sort of a, I guess, psychedelic, heavy stoner doom, which, yeah, kind of has similarities to Electric Wizard, but, like, there's, like, this, like, I don't know, more kind of eccentric side of the band. Like, there's acoustic guitars, there's both growled and clean singing, there's, like, some dark ambient and even kind of, like, dungeon synthy kind of undercurrents to the music, and even, like, in the intro of this, there's this sort of, like, Celtic Irish kind of thing going with, like, some heavy jamming, and there's, like, a sample from some documentary or something, I don't know, but totally interesting, and I really dig it. It's just, yeah, man, I mean, I always, want to explore every genre of music I love deeply and thoroughly, but then that always becomes a very costly affair, and I do want to eventually finish the repairs of the houses me and my wife are currently working on, so I have to be responsible too, I suppose. But anyway, there's the front cover. Just, you know, pretty cool. Matthew Schmitz, who's a vocalist, guitarist, and keyboard player, he does all the artwork, and yeah, man, super cool. There's the back cover. It's a self-released CD, but definitely very well put together. I mean, if it, you know, yeah, and just really cool stuff. They do a cover of an old Doors song, which I didn't instantly recognize because they had transformed it just into like their own thing, and that was super cool. I mean, it's kind of cool when bands just do straightforward covers of an old song that, you know, usually matches their genre. But here, Sleestak took this old song and just changed it their own thing. That's fucking super cool, man, and I really dig that. So, self-released album. If you're into heavy stoner doom stuff, definitely check this out. I really like this. Sleestak, Harbinger. All right, moving on. We're gonna talk about a couple records now. This is a certified classic, and it's actually just really embarrassing that I'm only getting this in my collection right now. But to be fair, I cheated like 10, 15 years ago and downloaded off the, you know, fucking file sharing programs or whatever, and I, you know, I intended to buy it back then, but you know how shit goes. You just fucking forget sometimes. So, album in question here is Repulsion and their album Horrified. So, we'll start this review off by saying I fucking hate grindcore. I think grindcore is the shittiest genre of music ever conceived. It's stupid, it's juvenile, it's just fucking garbage. But, early grindcore, like Repulsion, Terrorizer, Carcass, and Napalm Death, well, that's pretty cool. Because there's actually just, it's not just a joke. Like, grindcore within like a 4 or 5 years of existence just became a joke bag. It was just like, who can have the grossest cover, who can have the stupidest lyrics and the stupidest long song? Like, it's just, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I fucking hate it. And I have never been able to get into grindcore other than the very early stuff from the 80s. So, Repulsion then is generally regarded as the very first grindcore band, having influenced Carcass, Napalm Death, and Terrorizer, who of course became very iconic in the 80s and just influenced many other bands that all suck, basically. But Repulsion, during their lifetime, only released 3 demos. Horrified was originally recorded in 1986, but then got later on re-released in 1989 as a full-length album. So technically the band never really released a full-length album. The band has this very frantic and, I guess, typical, what like we've come to accept out of grindcore all these years later style, but like, what makes it good and different from all this other bullshit out there is like the riffs are actually good. The energy, just, you can feel this youthfulness, just aggression. It's just so charismatic, just fucking cool, man. You can just see how pissed off these guys were in 1986, and like, I mean, I guess they were probably influenced by, you know, punk stuff like Discharge, and they just wanted to kind of amp it up a little bit more from there, and god damn, man, this album rules. I mean, I cannot believe that, you know, like I said, I didn't get this album in my collection years ago. It's just so fucking good, man. So, it's an LP, as you can see. There's the front cover. And it's a reissue, of course, too, but yeah, man. So there's the back cover. Oops, I gotta go pull the record off the record player to show you the cool-ass fucking vinyl, man. Hold on. Check this shit out, man. It's the fucking candy cane variant. It's the fucking melted American popsicle variant. I have, this looks fucking stupid. What is this? Ah, man, I definitely do not have any vinyls this color or this whatever variant, but yeah, this is the American fucking splatter vinyl, man. Yeah. You know, the insert was a band photo collage. I always loved this stuff back in the old thrash metal and death metal CDs from the 80s. Like, it would be cool if bands started doing that kind of stuff again. Yeah, man, fuck, yeah, that's just fucking shit rules, dude. Just, ah, man. Awesome, just, you know, the very first, by most accounts, grindcore band. It's just so much more cooler and just better riffs and just, than any, like, bullshit grindcore band I've had to suffer through live or just been sent promos for review back in the day and stuff like that. It's just, man, just great stuff, man. So, yeah, I found this for $19 at Reckless Records. I couldn't pass it up. I was like, fuck yeah, man, that's just too cool, man. And, you know, I know there's like a CD compilation out there too that has like everything they released, and even like I think some of their earlier demos when they were known as, I believe, Genocide. Like I think they had like 3 or 4 demos under that name or something, and it's all in that CD compilation thing. And yeah, I probably should have got that, but I don't know, whatever. This is good enough. It fucking rules. It's Repulsion, Horrified. If you haven't heard it, fucking do it. Alright, so we're moving on. Something totally different from Joe's Metal Mancave. I've never talked about this genre before, so this should be interesting. To start off, this is gonna be a punk album review. I have been aware of punk music since as long as I've been aware of like heavy metal, but I've always just, I guess, never really explored punk music because I always thought like the simplicity and stuff like that wouldn't appeal to me. But then I realized like most of the music I enjoy is just ragey, simplistic music, so why shouldn't I like punk music, right? So yeah, then, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 years ago, I got this co-worker at my old job, and he was a really old school punky dude, and he got me going on all these bands, and I just sort of was like, yeah, I like punk music. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like, I got into Discharge and, you know, all the other classic stuff like that, and I kept saying, like, well, I'm gonna start buying some of this music, but I just wasn't, and I don't know why. And I mean, yeah, as far as, like, punk music in my past, like, I bought a Sex Pistols, their one album, like, 20 years ago in vinyl. I found it, and I was like, cool. I also had, like, a couple Ramones tapes when I was a kid, and our Bad Religion as well was another one I knew when I was a kid. But, like, other than that, there wasn't really much punk music in my life, and it kind of sucks, really, because, yeah, I've just been getting all these old albums. So, at least for this album, or this review, we're going to talk about Dead Kennedys and their first album, Fresh Fruit for the Rotting Vegetables. So Dead Kennedys is a now legendary punk band from California who are just as well known for their punk music as, I guess, for their politics and just their, you know, lyrics on social commentary and all that kind of stuff. And they're very strange and diverse vocalist, Jello Biafra, I don't know how to pronounce it, whatever. But yeah, I mean, this has got classic songs like, you know, Holiday in Cambodia, California, Uber Alles, and Kill the Poor, and it's just cool, fun music, man. I mean, really, it's over 40 years old now. I mean, just, yeah, man, I just really dig punk music. It's really weird, but the only problem now, if I start buying punk music, and there's a lot of albums I sort of have on my list, that opens up a new fucking wormhole of shit to go down, just more crap I'm gonna fucking hoard. So, I don't want to say there's gonna be more punk reviews. Actually, this isn't much of a review, really. I'm just talking about punk music, but this is like the first like punk CD I really owned, and that's kind of cool, right? So, yeah, man. But yeah, I think these guys aren't as aggressive as some other punk bands, but it's just fun and just, you know, energetic music. I just dig it, man. It's something different, and you know, the past couple of summers I was, you know, like I said, I was exploring punk music, dug a lot of shit, wrote a lot of names and albums down, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna start buying it eventually. So, this may be the start of something, but, yeah, man, just fun music. I dig it, man. It's, yeah, Dead Kennedys, Fresh Fruit for the Rotting Vegetable. Alright, we're continuing on, and we're gonna now talk about the latest album from one of my absolute favoriteest bands. That band in question here is Amorphis, and their new album, Halo. So, Amorphis. Yeah, man, Amorphis is a band I've been a huge fan of for about 22 years now, I would say. I got into them right around that time through the Black Winter Day EP, you know, Tales from a Thousand Lakes, and then moved on to Elegy, then got the first album, and I was like, fuck yeah, man, I really dig this band. And then I started buying some of their stuff that was released in the late 90s, and then I think then at the time their newest album was Am Universum, and I was like, wow, this band has really changed a lot over the years. But then over time I'd kind of come to realize that like their first couple records were really influential. You know, Tales from the Thousand Lakes really kind of like, I think, influenced other Finnish black metal, or, you know, death metal and just metal and bands in general. They had like those folk influences to their music, and than the more progressive touch that you see in a lot of, like, you know, Finnish bands. Their influence is really strong, and I think it's really awesome. But yeah, back in like 2005, they had their then new vocalist Tommy Joutsen join the band, and it sort of shifted their direction to a more stable, like melodic metal, progressive, rockish influence sound, and that's kind of where they stuck over the years. They've kind of just found this sound that worked with Tommy's voice, and you know, Tommy does these low guttural vocals and just really great clean singing, and yeah, they found their style finally. They've kind of stuck that over the years. So when they released back in 2000, when they released Skyforger, like, this album just became monumental for me. I was really depressed at the time, and this album just, I don't know, sometimes just hear the right song or the right album at the right time, and it just ends up meaning so much to you. And there's all kinds of albums in my life I have that have that special deep meaning with me now, but that album just ultimately became like an album I truly treasure, and whenever I listen to it, it always makes me happy, and that's a really fucking special thing. So Amorphis just became, you know, after Skyforge, just absolutely solidified the fact that they're one of my favorite bands. I've continued to follow everything they've released since then. So yeah, what a story. Halo is their latest album, and man, like, you know, I know I said that they've become kind of a very familiar style, but they've really gotten to the point now where, like, they really got their style down so well that it's just become, like, kind of common, and, like, they're just not really writing as great songs as they used to. Like, the thing I used to always really just love about Amorphis is that they would write these incredibly catchy songs with just really powerful, just energetic stuff, and, like, there's really great solos, and still some of those, like, progressive and folky melodies are always present there, and they just, even everything, like the 3 or 4 albums they filed Skyforger, like, were pretty solid albums, but then just the past 2 albums just really weren't doing much for me, and I kind of feel the same way about Halo. There's good songs, it's produced well, there's big solos, there's cool riffs, but just, I don't know, man, just something about the album, just something's missing. I think just there's not like just that one really song that like lifts above the rest, just makes you go like, fuck yeah, man. Yeah, it just, I mean, there's some catchy songs, some catchy moments, but generally speaking, most of the songs are just like, it's just, yeah, it just seems like it's just become, I don't want to say that like the band's become their day job, because it's probably been their day job for many years, but it just sounds like they're just kind of like getting burned out. And I mean, to be fair, the band has been around for 32 years now. That's pretty goddamn long, and when you stop and consider the fact these guys were teenagers when they started, that's a large part of your life, man, to dedicate to something. But I don't know, man, I just can't get into this one. It's not horrible, it just sounds like, just, I don't know, just like it was made maybe more for the radio or something. I don't know, like, not the American radio, obviously, but I gotta fucking put my Corona so I can show the booklet here. You know, it's just, yeah, I don't know, it just sounds like I got it upside down, don't I? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe you'll disagree with me. Maybe you don't even know, I didn't realize there was a poster in here. That's cool, I guess I'll hang that on my wall. Maybe, I don't know. And then there's the back of this little booklet poster thing. I don't think there's anything else to show. It's 2 vinyls. There's, of course, color variants and all that kind of stuff, you know. I just have the standard black. There's another picture of the band. My first thing I thought when I opened it up and looked at it was this was like, wow, man, these guys are really getting old. Like, we're all getting fucking old. Like, when I got into Amorphis, I was a goddamn teenager. They were just out of their teens, pretty much. Yeah, I don't know, I guess that's life though. We gotta age and eventually fucking die and stop doing all this stupid bullshit. But yeah, there's the black vinyl, the other one's on the record player right now, and that's Amorphis and Halo. Not terrible, but if you're expecting some sort of, you know, big musical revolution with their music, don't expect that. But if you've enjoyed the past couple albums, I see no reason why you'll hate this album, because it sounds just exactly like them, and yeah, it's just that familiar, progressive, melodic metal style. They've now made their own thing. Alright guys, one more review-ish for this collection update video. And I was just gifted this vinyl last night when my buddy Miguel came over and hung out. But to be fair, about 15 years ago I owned this CD. And I guess I didn't like it or something because I don't own the CD anymore. So it was really great to revisit Necrophagia and their first album, Season of the Dead. So Necrophagia, by a lot of accounts, is, you know, an early pioneering death metal band, although it probably falls more into the proto-death metal style than, you know, pure death metal that we came to, you know, accept as being death metal in the late 80s and early 90s. I think, though, what they're undoubtedly, you know, gotta be said that they're probably the first, like, you know, band, like a death metal band to write, like, horror lyrics. I mean, they had demos as early as 1984, and I'm sure the style was maybe more thrashy or something else back then, but, on Season of the Dead, they definitely were creating, you know, prototype death metal. The riffs are death metal, fast and ferocious, and just, you know, they have that death metal style. Fast, you know, rhythmic drums, just really great pounding stuff, but, you know, the music is not, you know, super fast. It's like Morbid Angel or something that would come down, you know, come out, you know, a few years later. It's more mid-paced. And the vocals are very interesting too, because they're this sort of raspy whisper that's just damn unique. But if I had to really kind of compare it to anything, I'd say it kind of sounds like the vocals Dead used on the one Morbid demo that he sang on back that same year. I mean, it's probably just a coincidence, but that's probably the closest thing I can compare it to. But yeah, this is just raw, ugly, you know, just, you know, horror-themed death metal, you know, gore and all that kind of stuff. Just super cool, man. I mean, I listened to this last night when my buddy was here, and then I listened to it a couple times again today, and I really like it. It's weird that I sold that CD years ago. I don't know if I just wasn't my thing at the time or what, but yeah, this is super cool. So, yeah, it's a vinyl reissue on Hell's Headbanger, so it's limited to 400 copies. This is the yellow-blue variant, but first of all, there's the classic zombie cover, and then there's back cover, some pictures of band members. You know, I mean, this was released in 1987, so like when you stop and consider that, like there wasn't really you know, a lot else out there that could really be considered death metal at the time. So this is definitely for sure, you know, yeah, man, great, cool stuff. So as some people may or may not know, Killjoy, the band's, you know, original vocalist and driving spirit, he passed away a couple of years ago. So there's that sort of, you know, memorial picture here. It's like all those, you know, again, more old school, you know, collages, which just, yeah, man, super cool. Wish bands still did that kind of stuff, but I guess they're not just having as good a time as bands did back in the 80s, probably. So, yeah, then there's this cool poster, which you're undoubtedly going to see on my wall in the next video, but that's super cool. Maybe I can get a frame for it if I can find something cheap to fit it, but yeah, super cool. Yeah, man, Necrophagia. Necrophagia, but, you know, even though I had that CD like 15 years ago, I knew about him even before that. I think it was probably around like 2000 or something like that when I became more aware of Phil Anselmo's side projects. I realized that he had, a couple years earlier, you know, reformed Necrophagia with Killjoy, and they made an album together, and then, yeah, man, you know, I didn't check it out back then because I just, like, I don't know, it's just something about, like, Phil Anselmo doing death metal seemed really weird to me, and then I heard one of the albums, or an EP or something, I think Season of Mist sent me one of their albums for a review, probably like 2005, 2006, and I was like, this is, whatever the album was, I was like, this fucking sucks, man. And I never checked out Necrophagia then, other than that first album. And my friend Miguel has assured me that some of the other stuff is really good, so I'm probably going to check it out, but as for right now, I can officially say Season of the Dead is a fucking shit, man. Season of the Dead is a cool album, man. It's definitely worth checking out. And, you know, if you like that, you know, late 80s prototype death metal, this is definitely something you're gonna dig, man. So, yeah, man. Necrophagia. Season of the Dead. Ah, shit, we gotta show the vinyl, special vinyl variant color here. Yeah, look at this. So this is the blue and yellow swirl-ish, I guess? I don't know, man. But yeah, we all gotta have our fancy vinyl these days, and we can't just settle on black vinyl. We gotta be cool and have like 17 different variants for every album that comes out nowadays. But yeah, that is the Necrophagia Season of the Dead. 400 copies, blue, yellow, swirly thing. Well, that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed this much more diverse collection update here on Joe's Metal Man Cave. As I've always said, if you have heard these albums, fucking A, man. Give me an opinion. I'd be very curious to hear what you think of any or all of these albums, if you have them or own them or anything of the sort. Once again, my name is Joe. I've been drinking shitty Corona, and this is Joe's Metal Man Cave. I'll see you next time.